Welcome to the place where fast-rising companies, big brands, and achievers gather to rocket their business into the stratosphere. This is the Mad Rocket Business Show. Your hosts are Mark Imperial, sought-after marketing specialist to some of the world's most famous brands, and Ian Miller, the globe-trotting marketing and growth specialist. He's the genius behind 6 different billion-dollar brands and even more half-billion-dollar companies. Strap in and get ready for liftoff.
Rock it, baby. Come on. We're gonna fly.
Here are your Mad Rocket hosts, Mark Imperial and Ian Miller.
Hey, we're ready to blast off. It's Mark Imperial on the Mad Rocket.
And Ian Miller and a whole cast of characters today. We've actually got 3 experts with us, and that's on top of the fact that Mark, you are the expert in this area we're going to be talking about today. And I got to tell you, listen up, everybody. If you're in the world of building a business or being part of a business, what you're going to learn today is gold.
Absolutely. And, we're talking about content marketing and content being king.
Yeah.
Last episode, dovetail, very tightly related. Last week, we talked about authority. Yeah. Authority and influence, taking your brand,
and we've had more calls. We've had more people want to talk about that than almost anything we've ever done. So this is really dovetailing.
We're taking this to the next level. And the next level of that is, the information marketing rocket is what we're talking about today.
Yeah. Got it.
Now, we're going to talk about 2 faces of information marketing.
Yes, sir.
Because as you mentioned, Ian, how do you take your core business and how do you promote it? And what does information have anything to do with that?
Yeah, and it's we're in a new world, obviously. We all have instant access to information. I don't know anyone that doesn't shop without going on the internet first and Googling car, and so we're really in a new age, and the ability to either get access to information to help you build your core business or your individual business, or your ability to market and provide information has never been at a higher level.
So we're going to talk about 2 faces today, 2 faces of information marketing. The ones I really want you to focus on. The first one is using information to promote your core business, what it is you do, your company. Yeah. And the second face that I really like to bring out to light is using information as positioning and to help others in your field, perhaps, as a thought leader, as an industry expert. Mm-hmm. So the second part I'm talking about could be a perfect lifestyle business. And we're going to talk about that too.
So let's break it down. When we say information marketing, what is information?
Well, as you mentioned, content marketing. Content is king today. And, when people, here's a commonly asked question, frequently asked. There's so much information. It's free. It's on the Googly. Yeah. You can have anything you want at your fingertips. So how can I jump in and do this? Well, let's face it. This is capitalism, baby. That's just what this really shakes out to. Nancy has an ice cream store. You have an ice cream store. If your stuff is better than Nancy's, Nancy goes away, right? Yeah, yes. It's capitalism. It works. Yeah. So you embrace that. If you have content, information that you're putting out into the world, into your industry or the people you serve, you have to be passionate and be about it. And if you are putting out the best stuff, you are going to win the game.
Yeah, if you're the magnet for your information about the purchasing process, whatever it is, then you own the purchasing process.
So we're talking about content. Like, let's go right into promoting your core business.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at it like a right-angle marketing approach, using its education-based selling, if you will. So we're really promoting education versus come buy my stuff.
Yeah. So it's targeted education. It's like, this is the information I want you to have to make the right decisions.
Oh, you know what? Why is this important? First and foremost, I talk to a lot of clients that when they run their ads, what they want is they want more clients and they want more sales, right?
Right.
And it costs a lot of money to place an ad or use any media, right? A lot of people do what's called one-step selling, or I call it selling off the page, which really is, here's my company, buy my stuff, right?
Stuff.
Well, guess what? At any given
That's
moment,
a great new brand, Stuff.
Yeah, stuff.
How do you spell that?
It's SHTUF. So TF, trademark. So here's the dealio, though. When at any given time, when you're reading the paper, or going through a magazine, whatever it might be, there's only 3% of the market that you're talking to that are actually ready to buy your stuff at any given moment. So what's happening to the 97% others? It's all going right past you, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, you want to, why don't you reach those folks, get more folks into your funnel, more leads. You'll never know who those people are, because if you get the 3 people that want to buy your stuff today, you don't know the maybe 50 other folks that are thinking about you, but it's just not the right time.
Yeah.
So what I say about information, why don't you tee up an offer that is not just come buy my stuff, but how about buy some details and information that will help you make better decisions?
Yeah, wasn't there some guy that talked about teaching you to fish rather than giving you fish? So, it's like education, knowledge, learn to grow your business, learn to do things, the right way.
Yeah, so on any of your ads or whatever it might be, you're offering education, and now you're not just getting the folks that are ready to buy and be like, been looking for those guys. I need that widget right now.
Yeah.
But now you're actually able to get the people that are in think about it mode, think it over mode. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about that, but I don't know how that benefits my life. Well, they're offering a free DVD or a What's It, so why don't I go request the What's It, right? It doesn't, it doesn't tell people don't buy right now. It gives them we call it a secondary means of response. So if anybody wants our big writer downer for this segment, secondary means of response, open up that funnel, capture that information, because now you're going to get the 3%, but you're going to get a whole bunch more from the same money you're already spending. Yeah. By giving them an opportunity to request more information.
Well, now you're starting to lay down the intellect and the sophistication behind this. This isn't just throw an offer out and get a response. You won't say this because you're a humble person, but what you do and the area you're involved in is a complete science of not just the offer, but where is this starting? Where is it leading? How are you moving people along the right information at the right time to make the right decision?
That's right. And it's all about the offer. It's absolutely about the offer and how it matches the audience. And yeah, you're right. There's a science to it. There's a lot. We look at metrics. Yeah. We look at how do we increase the response to this? What is the end goal? What exactly do we want them to do at the end of the day? But you know what? We can't just say, buy my stuff right off the top. They don't even know why or what they might need the stuff for.
Yeah,
so,
when Mark and I first started talking and put the show together on that, we kind of, the hair on the back of my neck went up as an old line marketer and a brand guy to actually use the power of the instantaneous approach to the internet to actually be able to create the action you need. So, Mad Rocket, the A of Mad Rocket is action. Okay, we know what we want to say. We know who we want to talk to. How do we get them to act when we need them to act? And it isn't just always buy my product. It's what is the process of me being involved, engaged, building a list and all that kind of stuff, right?
That's right. I'm going to give you a couple examples so people could kind of bring this home.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some companies that you probably know that use information in their marketing. Bowflex. What did they ever do on their television commercials? When they didn't do the 30-minute long form, but just a 1 minute, 2 minute commercial, they offered you a DVD or some form of information that allows them to, you're thinking about it. So I got your name and your address, and they're going to send you that DVD. Now, outside of the ad space that they paid for, they have the ability to do all kinds of follow-up marketing on the cheap. Right. So now they've got a base, a list. So it's all about building that list versus just selling your stuff right off the page. So that's Bowflex. Hoverround. Hoverround dealio. They're sending you a DVD as well. Miracle Ear. What was their offer? A free hearing test. All right? Yeah. So it's all about if you really master what this offer is, you will unlock the castle. I mean, we've been talking, Ian, I've been doing the experiments with Facebook marketing, right?
Yes.
Now, I know people that struggled, did Facebook marketing, got nothing, okay? When you're a master at the offer and the audience and you know exactly what the whole goal is, I strategize something the first, time at bat, 6%. And if you know anything about this, you'll know that's a pretty magical number. 6% click-through on an offer. It was
around, usually less than 1%, isn't it?
Oh, I see numbers of if you're doing 0.12, you're doing good. But
yeah.
Do you have the right audience? And there's a science to this. But what my point is, if you got this down and you are an expert and master of your offer and your audience, you could be hitting home runs. It's not like when you're like a football player. You can't like step up to the plate in the big leagues in baseball and hit a home run without, you can't transfer that knowledge. But in this particular case, you absolutely can transfer your knowledge of marketing, advertising, offer, audience into any media. I don't care if it's radio, Facebook for crying out loud, the Googly, radio, television.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, this is a big, deep subject, and we're lucky not only have Mark here, obviously, but we've got three gentlemen who we'll be talking to in the course of the hour. And all of them have a different sort of expertise in this whole area of what we're calling information marketing. Or I just want to start calling it stuff marketing.
Stuff marketing.
I think that's the best thing.
Because you're gonna hear examples. Our guests, a fantastic guest coming up today, are actually in the information business, do the done for you business, the do it with you business, the providing of education for you to do this business.
Wow.
So you know what? I'm really excited about the show.
Me too.
In the meantime, folks, madrocketbusiness.com. Connect up with us. Make sure you're hearing all the past episodes. And we'll be right back after this short break. And we're just going to jump right into this information marketing rocket. Rocket away. Fast-growing companies and big brands. It's Mark Imperial, one of the hosts of Mad Rocket Business. I'm going to give you a complimentary CD on how fast-growing companies escape the marketing black hole and rocket their top line with insane, contagious growth. Right from me and my co-host Ian Miller, the secret weapon behind billion-dollar brands. Call our recorded message toll-free at 888-595-6464. That's 888-595-6464. Or visit insanecontagiousgrowth.com. And listen to Mad Rocket Business Saturday mornings at 6, right here on AM 560, The Answer. Learn the rocket-fast growth and marketing secrets of billion-dollar companies. Ian Miller, the secret weapon behind billion and half-billion-dollar companies, has revealed his secret sauce in a new book titled Rocket Branding. Ian's big ideas have rocketed hundreds of brands like Harley-Davidson, Coca-Cola, Old Spice, and NutraSweet, just to name a few. His principles are outrageously effective, and now you can rocket your business with his secrets. Get your copy of Rocket Branding today by visiting madrocketbusiness.com and listen to Mad Rocket Business Saturday mornings at 6 on AM 560, The Answer.
AM 560, The Answer. You're back on board the Mad Rocket Business Ride. Strap in. Once again, here's Mark Imperial and Ian Miller.
Hey, welcome back. It's Mark Imperial.
And Ian Miller. You know what we're going to do right now? Just to clean this, because we got so much information to put in our information marketing show. I'm going to introduce the three gentlemen we have with us, and then we'll just throw it out. How's that? On the phone, we've got Jack Kraft. Many of you know Jack Kraft. He's been on the show before. He knows more about data and information and the digital world than most people have even forgotten about. Bruno Gruaz, who is one of our favorite people. He's a regular on the show, an expert. He's in the business of providing information, helping companies grow. And Ron Pinksa, who has... I didn't get that right then, did I? Gee, I was been practicing. Pinksa. I was doing this. I was throwing
in the notes, you have to just spell it the way that
I know. I have it here right in front of me, and I still said it wrong. We know we have it from. And Ron will bring in... he is a pro, just like Mark, in this whole world of how you get information to the right people to make the right decision. So that's it. We've got them all going. Mark.
Yes,
where should we go now?
I'm going to tell you. Let's talk to Bruno. Bruno, welcome back, buddy.
Thank you. Great to be here, guys.
Bruno he's functioning on both layers of the two faces of information marketing. Because first, he uses information to promote his own business. We're going to talk a little bit about that, using webinars and speaking opportunities for him to really teach, educate. And he's using layer number 2, which is using information. His business is based on information. This is how he helps folks in their businesses using his information and his processes.
So he would be a double stuffer.
He's a double stuffer.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff.
So
be careful with that
This thing's going to get really bad by the end of it, I tell you.
Bruno, for our listening audience out there, who are the folks that you serve?
We it's interesting because we serve a wide array of different folks, but mostly it's business owners that own businesses that employ 20 to 500 people, all industries, all verticals, distribution, manufacturing, services, you name it. And what we do is we provide owners and their management teams with information. And, what we found over the course of time is that these people are very good at what they do, right? Whether they make a part, they provide a service, they deliver a good, but oftentimes they need support and they need help in running a business efficiently, and that's what we do.
Yeah. And that's all based on the information that you can provide them over a period of time.
Absolutely.
Now, you
Absolutely.
actually roll up your sleeves in your programs and go into their factories and manufacture and do it with them?
We spend up to a year with them. So what we do is we've developed a process that works really well. So what we do is we have a building block that provides information, a specific subject monthly, right? And they learn that whatever that subject is that month, and then we go in and we help them to implement it. Because it's one thing to get to gather the information that you're looking for. It's another thing to do something with it. And that's the secret sauce, is really helping them implement what they need. And so we go through this journey with them, and it's phenomenal. I mean, when you start seeing results, everybody gets involved, everyone's happy, employees win, the owner wins. Everybody's happy. Customers
so it's
win.
kind of like that power of empowerment.
It is.
Teach them how to work well and work differently and work better, and then all of a sudden they're doing it themselves. They're emboldened and working away.
It's teaching to fish. Yeah. But, I think the secret is really not just teaching one person, but teaching a team and getting everyone on board. And that's what we found to work best. But, you mentioned information marketing. We do the same. We don't want to be a best-kept secret, right? So we need to get our name out there. And the old traditional methods of speaking engagements, those still work, right? But more and more people don't want to leave their offices. They can't. They don't have the time.
Right.
And so today what we're doing is we're adapting. We're adapting to the times. Social media, email marketing, but it's all about providing information and generating that credibility.
And here's a writer downer. Everybody grab your pen. Something that we found in marketing is you actually reach people where they're already at. So, for example, if these guys are watching a video, you're going to want to drive them to another video.
Yes.
If they're actually listening to something, or if they're on a teleconference, for example, deliver something else in audio.
Right.
If they're people that downloaded a PDF, you got to give them another darn PDF. I mean, we learned that the hard way. And speaking of learning things the hard way, there's something that plagues our industry. Everybody thinks, well, because everything's so free and there's so much content proliferating on the Googly, why do I need you, Bruno? What do you say to those folks?
I think you're right. They're flooded with information. It's about providing what really is important to them. And, don't beat around the bush. We know what they need for the most part. And we provide to them information right off the get-go. It's an offer, and it's an offer to learn something that will have a direct and immediate impact on their business, whether it's through employee engagement, whether it's through, building how to build the proper KPIs, what to measure in your business. That's what you need to do. You can't provide just stuff, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay.
So what's your offer?
Our offer? Mm-hmm. Our offer really is to provide information. Well, it depends on who we target.
Right.
But, you've got a generation here. We talked about baby boomers a few weeks ago, right? They're at a place in time where they need to think about transitioning. Okay, they need a lot of information.
I hear there's a lot
that's
of those,
stressful.
There's a lot of business out there that's going to change hands.
Absolutely. And the offer is really the information on what they're going to face as soon as they decide, okay, I'm ready to sell my business.
So what would be the offer to them?
So the offer really is to provide them with facts, okay? It's providing them with what they need to do and they need to put in place to make sure that they're going to maximize the return on their business.
So you're just going to make them a whole lot smarter about what's up ahead of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it can't be done in 3 weeks. That's the other thing that we tell them.
Yeah.
This takes time. And if you wait until the last minute, you're not going to be in a good place.
There's another writer downer, and I don't want people to miss this because we're kind of talking fast because we're really passionate, I could tell. Here's the dealio, though.
I've never seen you so amped up. It's great.
It's ridiculous how important this is. What did you just mention? You talked about the boomer, the transitioning business owner, maybe to the next generation of owner, and you can target that message directly for them because today, in today's economy, people have so much coming at them. They only want to filter with what is for me.
Exactly.
All right? So you could be very plain vanilla and say, hey, we help businesses grow like everybody else says that they do. And that would go like nowhere. All right? It would fly like lead balloons.
Right.
They've heard that 1,000 times.
But now when you're speaking to hey, are you handing down that business to your kids?
Right.
Or something? Now you're like, yeah, you're talking to me. So now you've got a very specific message. And Bruno had a great answer when you asked him, what's your offer? It depends on who I'm talking to.
Yeah. Absolutely. And if you are transitioning that business to your kids, Give them the best chance to succeed, right? Allow them to have that information. Hand them a business that has a strong management team, and so on and so forth. If you're looking to sell, okay, great. Maximize from the proceeds of the sale.
Well, I tell you, what's interesting about this is there are situations which are pretty business and performance. This is emotional.
It's absolutely
so
emotional.
they offer the message, the whole information they need. It probably is most effective if you understand their emotional state. And most people are like, well, I've been doing this for 30 years, kind of tired, I'll give it to someone else. They can run with it. Well, you may want to think about how you do that and how you leave the company in their hands. Maybe you want to sell it. You got to start thinking about that. That's not something you can put off.
A great example. Last week's episode, we had Nick Cirilla in.
Yeah.
And he's a real advocate for this because he had a pizza shop or a restaurant, and he actually said, we asked him when did your business really take off? He said when we brought in the consultants because they gave him all the shortcuts that he needed, so he didn't have to focus on anything else. What I tell clients is what they're doing is they're buying speed. Is because sure, there's everything you can get in the world on the internet for free, but it's all like random pieces of information.
It's what you do with it. You're right.
It's some of it's good, some of it's junk. How do you know? Well, you want to go to the expert that has already put the pieces together, that did all the hit or miss for you, because it's not about the information, it's about the implementation.
And the consistency and the results. And that's what they need, and that's the guidance that they need. So getting back to what you were asking, Ian, we provide them with the stuff they need, with the information they need to know. That matters to them and nothing else. Yeah. And it works well. It works beautifully.
Yeah, that's such a change in the world where if you were seeking information before, you had to go to some place and get their packaged information and then you try to read it. And now you can have someone like Bruno's group come in and teach you how to do what you need to do in your time, your space, in your way. That's powerful.
So you're using information to promote your business by giving this, you're speaking, you're doing webinars, teleseminars.
Exactly. And email, whether it's email marketing, whether it's, getting on to Facebook and so on and so forth. It is life cycle marketing. You've got to use all the tools that are in your possession to really touch people, depending on where they are. Ian, what's is it? Is it Captiva, Aptiva? The marketing term, the acronym. Where you've got prospects, and then you nurture your prospects, you educate them.
It's the buy my stuff cycle.
It is. You've got to touch them how many times? 7 times, right?
Yeah. How do folks get a hold of you, Bruno?
www.learncozy.com or just call me. Call me at 312-560-1929. I would love to speak to you.
Hey, stick around. After the break, we're rocketing off. Mr. Jack Kraft is going to be joining us. We're going to talk to another information business that provides the real metrics and the stuff that these companies need to know. MadRocketBusiness.com, and we'll be right back. Fast-growing companies and big brands. It's Mark Imperial, one of the hosts of Mad Rocket Business. I'm going to give you a complimentary CD on how fast-growing companies escape the marketing black hole and rocket their top line with insane, contagious growth. Right from me and my co-host Ian Miller, the secret weapon behind billion-dollar brands. Call our recorded message toll-free at 888-595-6464. That's 888-595-6464. Or visit InsaneContagiousGrowth.com. And listen to Mad Rocket Business Saturday mornings at 6, right here on AM 560, The Answer. Learn the rocket-fast growth and marketing secrets of billion-dollar companies. Ian Miller, the secret weapon behind billion and half-billion-dollar companies, has revealed his secret sauce in a new book titled Rocket Branding. Ian's big ideas have rocketed hundreds of brands like Harley-Davidson, Coca-Cola, Old Spice, and NutraSweet, just to name a few. His principles are outrageously effective, and now you can rocket your business with his secrets. Get your copy of Rocket Branding today by visiting MadRocketBusiness.com and listen to Mad Rocket Business Saturday mornings at 6 on AM 560, The Answer.
AM 560, The Answer. You're back on board the Mad Rocket Business Ride. Strap in. Once again, here's Mark Imperial and Ian Miller.
Hey, we're rocketing away. It's Mark Imperial.
And Ian Miller, we're talking about information marketing here and how it can grow your business. And we've got experts all over the planet just waiting to help. We've actually renamed it as Stuff Marketing, which I think is wonderful. Jack, you on?
I'm on.
Jack,
wonderful.
Jack Kraft knows more about most things than most people know about most things, and it's just great to have him here. Jack, this whole thing of information marketing starts with information, and I know you've, with some of the groups you've been working with recently, have really understanding what information is in general. We always talk about big data and we talk about all the stuff that's available, but really, what's really behind all that?
It's really who are your customers, where are your customers, and how do you connect with them? And it's gotten more and more sophisticated since the advent of the internet.
Yeah.
And for the first 10 years, the internet wasn't a media. It was really a big CRM tool, right? I could connect with my customers. I could share information. Mm-hmm. I could do all these things, but we didn't have bandwidth that made it an effective media for delivering messaging. We could talk to them in email and things like that. But now it is, in fact, a media where you can buy millions and millions of impressions. But what do you do with the information that comes back? And that's I'm involved with a company called Rise Interactive, and that's where we focus. You can't just do outbound marketing anymore. And traditional advertising is really outbound marketing, right? You take an ad, you shoot it out there, hope it hits a number of people.
Yeah.
Now we've got the tools to do inbound marketing. And in fact, what's happened recently is, Mad Men have been turned into math men.
Interesting.
Because if you can't handle the numbers, you are probably not going to survive in growing a business in the current atmosphere, because there's just too many things to keep track of and leverage. So when Ian and I were practicing more directly, we used to worry about CPM. Remember, Ian?
Yeah.
Cost per thousand.
Cost per thousand. How do you get millions of people for a few bucks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now we got CPC, which is cost per click. Right now we got more information. We got CPI, not consumer price, but cost per interaction. What did that person do when they clicked? We know that. And we have CPS, not Chicago Public Schools, but cost per sale. And if you have all of that, you got an ROI. So you can really measure exactly what your money is doing on the internet, and calculate, hey, I should be doing more of this or less of that. So the old 50% of my advertising is wasted is very old school.
Yeah, was that P.T. Barnum or who actually said that?
John Wanamaker.
John Wanamaker.
There you go. Yeah. Keep hearing different people quoted on that.
And it's been changing for a while, and now it's just ridiculous to think about wasting your money.
Well, I like what you said, mad men to math men, because as we know, we always say marketing and advertising is nothing more than human behavior, psychology, and math.
Right. And Ian, you can remember looking at the analytics, right, from a campaign. You had 2 or 3 columns of numbers, and this is my cost per thousand, and this is my various media, radio, TV. Now you look at an analysis, the analytics on a campaign, and it looks more like an analyst report on a stock performance, right?
Yeah.
It's got all these measurements and really ties it along. And we encourage IIM, Interactive Investment Management, which if you have money to spend in a pot, you wouldn't buy just one stock or 2 stocks. You would want to spread that around and get diversified. Same thing is true on the internet. There's about 7 things you can do.
Wow.
And depending on your circumstances, you want to do more of this or less of that. What's your risk tolerance? And you spread it around and adjust it. And you can't just set it in place and leave it for 6 months.
So Jack, I mean, this is what you're saying is kind of gold. But how does the average person get a hold of that gold?
It takes a little bit of time, but there's a reason why Google is worth as much as it is, because they do an unbelievable job, even right down to the small business. If you're willing to spend the time to pay attention to it, you can master probably 80% of what you need to do, and you'll need to get a little help on the more sophisticated things, but measuring your AdWords and setting it up and monitoring it, I think the average guy, average business owner, can probably master that. If he's got email and things like that, he can probably figure most of that out. So it's available.
We got to get you connected and Rise connected with people, because this stuff is just worth so much for anyone's business. How do they do that?
RiseInteractive.com. It's that simple. We got a great bunch of folks, and I'm in a meeting. I'm at a meeting now where we're talking about programmatic buying of impressions.
Hey, Jack, can you stick around after the break?
Love to.
MadRocketBusiness.com, and we'll be right back.
Fast-growing companies and big brands. It's Mark Imperial, one of the hosts of Mad Rocket Business. I'm going to give you a complimentary CD on how fast-growing companies escape the marketing black hole and rocket their top line with insane, contagious growth. Right from me and my co-host Ian Miller, the secret weapon behind billion-dollar brands. Call our recorded message toll-free at 888-595-6464. That's 888-595-6464. Or visit insanecontagiousgrowth.com. And listen to Mad Rocket Business Saturday mornings at 6, right here on AM 560, The Answer. Learn the rocket-fast growth and marketing secrets of billion-dollar companies. Ian Miller, the secret weapon behind billion and half-billion-dollar companies, has revealed his secret sauce in a new book titled Rocket Branding. Ian's big ideas have rocketed hundreds of brands like Harley-Davidson, Coca-Cola, Old Spice, and NutraSweet, just to name a few. His principles are outrageously effective, and now you can rocket your business with his secrets. Get your copy of Rocket Branding today by visiting MadRocketBusiness.com and listen to Mad Rocket Business Saturday mornings at 6 on AM 560, The Answer.
AM 560, The Answer. You're back on board the Mad Rocket Business Ride. Strap in. Once again, here's Mark Imperial and Ian Miller.
Hey, welcome back, party people. It's Mark Imperial.
And Ian Miller. We're on the rocket. We're on the Stuff rocket here, mate.
We're on this information marketing rocket kick today. Yeah. And, it's a passionate subject. We got a lot of experts in the field. I'm going to introduce you to a real sort of a hidden secret, I guess you could say. Ooh. A secret hidden in plain sight. Ooh. And I got to tell you, there's a company that I work really closely with that Ian, and that's GKIC.
Right.
And it was really founded many moons ago by marketing legend Dan Kennedy. And now it's GKIC, headquartered here in Chicago. I want to introduce you to a gentleman. His name is Ron Pinksa.
Got it right.
Yeah, that's because I write it down phonetically.
Here's the $10.
Yeah. So first of all, Ron, welcome to the show.
Hey, happy to be here.
I'm going to tell you a quick story about how Ron and I met. Okay, it's the old I love the company so much I joined it. Right. So probably 3 or 4 years ago, Ron gets dragged into one of my events where I'm speaking, and I'm representing GKIC. I'm teaching, the tenets of, direct response marketing and Dan Kennedy's magnetic marketing principles. And, Ron's there as a guest of one of my members, and sure enough, he's like, why haven't I discovered this stuff 20 years ago? And then cut edit to now, Ron, You're part of the company.
That's right.
What's the deal there? Why were you so passionate about joining?
Well, I retired from the financial services industry shortly after I got involved with you folks, your meeting. And
it was more fun.
That's right. And I got bored quickly after that as far as trying to figure out something to do. And what wound up happening was I read about GKIC moving their corporate headquarters to Chicago, and I said, now, those guys would be fun to work with because they're doing crazy stuff. I mean, they're teaching you about lumpy mail, with three-dimensional mail where you're putting something inside the envelope so they can't see it, so they got to open it.
There's a cliffhanger. Awesome. Lumpy
open it
mail.
up to find out what's inside of it. Yep. So it's like all those kinds of principles, and it's like, well, I used a lot of them in the financial services industry because I did send out monthly mail to my members or my clients because one of the biggest complaints they'd get is they never hear from their financial advisor. So, and I saw my business double in 1 year by using that and then doubling again the following year. So I knew the principles worked. And so this way it helps other businesses. And, I speak to doctors. I talk to people all over the world, actually, not just in the U.S., about how to grow their business. And a lot of the focus these days is moving more towards information marketing. And one of the better stories I've heard to explain this is, you want to create some kind of a product or material to help promote your business. And you came up with, Mark, one of the greatest stories, I think, in terms of that I heard. explain the principle, and that is you have your disc jockey enterprise, and you were, competing against people wanting to, iPad and download their own music to their own for their weddings and stuff like that. So to compete with that, you created an information product that they could buy to teach them how to do that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but actually teach them how to do it, but at the same time, I'm educating them of all the pitfalls to look out for. And at the end of the day, they say, you know what, I need to hire somebody to do this.
Yeah, right. It's too much trouble because, I got to buy the cables and you got to buy got to rent a sound system. You can't just wheel in your own stereo and expect it to play to a large room and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers. So as you saw, information marketing stuff works in promoting your business. And the reason I had GKIC, profiled on this episode really is because they are really, Dan Kennedy, we credit as the godfather of information marketing. He was doing this back in the 70s with information. And,
what was it called? Direct marketing then?
Direct marketing, stuff marketing. Like at the end of the day, remember practice management? That's still around.
Yes,
it's the old, come to do the pitch meeting and we'll sell you this, $50,000 program, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dan came in with affordable programs to compete against that, and he really started information marketing, and it works. Now, GKIC is the leader, absolute leader in this field because it's not, we sort of invented the field.
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, we're coming up on Dan's 40th anniversary, and we're actually having our Info Summit in Chicago here in just a few weeks.
What's an Info Summit?
Yeah, tell us all about that because that is the Super Bowl of information marketing industry, if you will.
That's exactly what it is, and we bring in a lot of the top players throughout the world of information marketing. It's one of 2 events that we put on during the course of the year, but this is all primarily regarding taking an information that you have and offering it to other people and monetizing that knowledge.
So we're talking about all the layers that we discussed on the show today, using information to promote your core business and also creating an absolute secondary income or business.
A perfect example of this is a lot of doctors that utilize our principles that come to our events. The light bulb goes on in terms of, hey, I can use this to help promote my practice. They wind up promoting their practice. It becomes so successful, all these other doctors are trying to find out, well, how are you doing that, And then they create a secondary business of teaching these other doctors how to do the marketing of their business, because that's not something you learn in medical school.
Yeah, and by the way, as a byproduct of being the teacher to your industry, what does that do to your core business?
It elevates it, and you're charging premium prices. But we have our premier event coming, and it's actually going to be in Chicago this year. In November 7th through the 9th, and I brought a couple of tickets.
You know what we're going to do? After this break, let's go right into the details of what that event is all about.
Okay.
I will tell folks that they can check out information on that at dankennedy.com/info summit if you want to read the lineup. But I've got some a special surprise for you after the break and how you can get some tickets, maybe.
A giveaway.
Tickets to the stuff.
Tickets to the stuff.
A Mad Rocket ticket offer.
Yeah.
Could this be our first?
Maybe because you're buddies with the show. So go to madrocketbusiness.com, connect up with us because that's the only way you're going to win. So we'll be right back. Fast-growing companies and big brands. It's Mark Imperial, one of the hosts of Mad Rocket Business. I'm going to give you a complimentary CD on how fast-growing companies escape the marketing black hole and rocket their top line with insane, contagious growth. Right from me and my co-host Ian Miller, the secret weapon behind billion-dollar brands. Call our recorded message toll-free at 888-595-6464. That's 888-595-6464. Or visit insanecontagiousgrowth.com. And listen to Mad Rocket Business Saturday mornings at 6, right here on AM 560, The Answer. Learn the rocket fast growth and marketing secrets of billion-dollar companies. Ian Miller, the secret weapon behind billion and half-billion-dollar companies, has revealed his secret sauce in a new book titled Rocket Branding. Ian's big ideas have rocketed hundreds of brands like Harley-Davidson, Coca-Cola, Old Spice, and NutraSweet, just to name a few. His principles are outrageously effective, and now you can rocket your business with his secrets. Get your copy of Rocket Branding today by visiting madrocketbusiness.com and listen to Mad Rocket Business Saturday mornings at 6 on AM 560, The Answer.
AM 560, The Answer. You're back on board the Mad Rocket Business Ride. Strap in. Once again, here's Mark Imperial and Ian Miller.
Welcome back. It's Mark Imperial.
And Ian Miller, I don't know about you, Mark, but I've had more information in my head in this information marketing. I'm like stuffed out.
That's right. Well, you never get enough information, unlike what people think. Like we were talking with Ron Pinksa here from GKIC, and I'll tell you, the Info Summit is really kind of like a real underground thing, in my opinion, because there's not many folks in this industry. So let's talk about some of the folks that have graced the stages. Who's going to be there this year people are going to want to learn from?
Well, obviously, Dan Kennedy is going to be doing a number of segments, and he is, he's probably, I always like to say that he's created more first-generation millionaires in the Wharton School of Business.
For folks that are uninitiated in Dan Kennedy, I got to let people know that he's the man behind a number of Guthy-Ranker campaigns.
Right, you think
infomercials.
Proactive?
Yes. So Miracle Ear, a lot of the marketing campaigns and infomercials you see on the television, Dan is behind the scenes writing the scripts for that, so he is a wealth of knowledge that you absolutely have to meet.
He does provide tremendous knowledge. And oddly enough, somebody you wouldn't necessarily think of, but everybody knows who this gentleman is Jake Steinfeld, Body by Jake.
Body by Jake.
Right. I mean, he's going to be our keynote speaker. And, he built up a information marketing business that wound up starting from nothing. He was a personal trainer and, created an empire where somebody wrote him a check for $500 million. That's with a B. So he'll be there as one of our guest speakers. We have some people that you probably have never heard of before, like Brittany Lynch, who helps with people with what they call a launch when you're trying to introduce your product at a particular event or doing it through a series of
and she came from
launches.
working for Google at one point,
that's right. Mm-hmm. And then some of the people that we've had in the past, Gene Simmons was there, John Rich, Ivanka Trump, Ian Calder from the National Enquirer. We had him last year.
George Foreman was one of my favorites as well.
Adam West, Batman.
And people don't realize that Adam West has an information business. He sells products and services
That's right.
on the web.
And Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank was at our last event that we had.
See, I'll tell you, there's nobody doing this like GKIC is doing this. And I want to let the folks know because I think it's kind of like a hidden gem secret.
And you're going to be there broadcasting, from what I understand. Is that
sure
right?
am. We're going to take the Mad Rocket there, and I believe I'm twisting your arm to get me some killer interviews.
We'll do that.
Fantastic. Hey, check this out. This is what we're doing. This is the surprise. I've got a very special giveaway. Now, GKIC, I've twisted their arm, and they've given me $23,000 worth of Info Summit tickets. How about that? All right. Because I'll tell you, because here's the thing. Nobody's doing this event, and I want to spread the word and make sure everyone knows about this.
We get people coming from all over the world. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like it's just people in the Chicagoland area.
That's right.
There's people from all over the world coming to this. A lot of people actually from Russia, from New Zealand, Australia. I deal specifically with people in the UK. There's going to be a legion of those folks attending this event too.
If you were to buy this ticket, it's a $2,300 ticket. But because of your buddies with the show, this is the contest. This is how we're running it. I'm going to give away these tickets, and here's how I'm going to do it. You got to go to the MadRocketBusiness.com site. All right?
Okay.
When you log in there, you click that contest tab. There's going to be a contest tab. I want you to write down the industry that you serve and how you're going to serve them and use this information to help those folks.
Okay.
And our judges are going to pick the top 10.
Okay. That's
and
nice.
get you tickets for the Info Summit. And that's November 7, 8, 9, and then the bonus day of the 10th.
The bonus day is the 10th, and a special guest speaker. Well, we have two great guest speakers on the bonus day. We have Frank Kern is going to be there, as well as you're probably familiar with the Mayflower Madam.
Sydney Biddle Barrows.
That's right. She's going to be there as well, speaking on the bonus day.
Ron, thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
And I'm looking forward to the Info Summit.
If anybody needs me, they can call me directly at 773-632-4642. 773-632-4642.
We'll try it on the
Info
side.
packed.
That's
Ian,
it.
Done, baby.
fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, time just goes.
MadRocketBusiness.com. We'll see you again next week.
Fast growing companies and big brands. It's Mark Imperial, one of the hosts of Mad Rocket Business. I'm going to give you a complimentary CD on how fast growing companies escape the marketing black hole and rocket their top line with insane, contagious growth. Right from me and my co-host Ian Miller, the secret weapon behind billion-dollar brands. Call our recorded message toll-free at 888-595-6464. That's 888-595-6464. Or visit insanecontagiousgrowth.com. And listen to Mad Rocket Business Saturday mornings at 6, right here on AM 560, The Answer. Learn the rocket-fast growth and marketing secrets of billion-dollar companies. Ian Miller, the secret weapon behind billion and half-billion-dollar companies, has revealed his secret sauce in a new book titled Rocket Branding. Ian's big ideas have rocketed hundreds of brands like Harley-Davidson, Coca-Cola, Old Spice, and NutraSweet, just to name a few. His principles are outrageously effective, and now you can rocket your business with his secrets. Get your copy of Rocket Branding today by visiting madrocketbusiness.com and listen to Mad Rocket Business Saturday mornings at 6 on AM 560, The Answer.
AM 560, The Answer.